There's 104 days of quarantinecation, but we still have school in the middle. So the newfound problem of our generation is finding a good way to spend it. Like maybe finding a hobby and reading our Bible, creating cool experiments, discovering newfound cool talents, or giving your budgie a shower. Spending time in prayer, creating arts and crafts, or locating ancient treasure. It's over here! Helping around the house, doing my homework, or camping in the garden. As you can see, there's a whole lot of stuff to do before things normalize. So stick with us, cause Kids Club is gonna do it all. So stick with us, cause Kids Club is gonna do it all. Mom, the Kids Club leaders are back at it again.
Hi guys, we're about to do worship now. Feel free to send us some videos. We're going to do My Lighthouse. Have fun!
In my wrestling and in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence, you won't let go. In the questions, your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Tomorrow brings. With each morning I'll rise and sing. My God's love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are my light, my lighthouse, shining in the darkness.
Episode of Kids Club Online. We're so excited to have you here with us, joining us online, and we're just so keen because today is Father's Day, so massive happy Father's Day to all the fathers, grandfathers, and all the important people in your life. and also just a day to remember our Father up in heaven, Jesus and God. Okay, so remember we made these crafts last week with teacher Kaylin, so remember this is for this week to give to your dad. So just a little small thing to give them as a token of your appreciation, to show them how much you love them. This week we're going to be learning a little bit about faithfulness, so we're so excited to head on into our lesson. I hope that you're enjoying our program so far. We've been doing the fruits of the Spirit, so this week we're going to be focusing on faithfulness. Remember, we do still have the chart available, so remember to send us your memory verses and all of those kinds of things so that we can give you stickers, so when we come back we can have our shop. Alright, so today I'm not going to be reading from the Bible because it's a long story in the Bible, but for those of you that want to read with your parents, please head on over to the first book of the Bible in the Old Testament, Genesis, chapter 7 to chapter 9. So that's why it's a long one, okay? So that's why I'm going to just give you a summary of it. Alright, so today we are going to be learning about Noah. Some of you might already know who he is, but we're just going to go into detail about him and see how God was faithful to Noah and to us through that. Okay, so during Noah's time, and he lived many years ago, the people of the world were kind of bad. They weren't doing the right things. They were more focused on themselves than they were focused on God. And this made God very sad. So there was still Noah, okay? And he was a really good man. He loved God and he obeyed God, and this made Jesus and God very happy. So what happened is God told Noah that he had to build an ark. Okay, the ark is a really massive boat. Okay, and he told him he had to build this boat, and that he and his family, so he had a wife, he had 3 sons, and then their wives, had to climb on this boat along with every single animal that's on the planet. He needed to get 2 animals, 1 boy and 1 girl animal, so that they could come on the boat with him. So now Noah's there building his ark, and all the people are kind of like, what is this guy doing? He's a bit weird, what is he doing? But Noah just obeyed the Lord. He said, okay, well, Jesus, God asked me to do this, so I'm going to do it. Anyway, so then once he finished building this ark, he climbed on with his family and all the animals, and God shut the door behind them. Now they lived on the ark for 7 days before anything happened, okay? They were just waiting. And then after those 7 days of just waiting, it started to rain. It started to rain and rain and rain and rain. For 40 days and 40 nights, solidly, it was just raining. Then once the rain stopped, for another 150 days, the water of the earth continued to rise. Now, I want you to imagine the highest mountain you can think of that you've ever seen, alright? Or the highest building you've ever seen. Those were completely covered with water. All there was in the world was water. Okay, but because Noah and his family and the animals were on the ark, they were able to float on this water. Then what happened, after a few more months, they landed up on what they call the Ararat Mountains. The boat landed on the mountains. Okay, so then they were there for quite a while, and then God sent some wind, and this wind started to clear up the water and started to evaporate the water. So they were there, and the water started to clear, and then after a few more months, Noah then sent a raven, which is a blackbird, and he sent it out of the ark to go see if it could find dry land. But the raven just disappeared. Okay, so Noah waited another week. Then he sent a dove. He sent a dove out of the ark to see if it could find dry land. But this dove just flew out, and a little while later it came back, which meant that it couldn't find anywhere to land. It couldn't find any dry ground. So Noah was patient again, and he waited another week, and he sent out another dove. And this dove went out, and when it came back this time, it came with an olive branch in its mouth. So a little branch. And what does that mean? It means that the water started to lower so much so that trees started to become visible. So this was a good sign. So Noah waited another 7 days, and he sent out another dove, and this dove never returned. And why? Because it had managed to find dry ground and a place for it to live. on dry land. So this was super exciting for Noah and his family. So in total, Noah and his family were on the ark for 1 year, 1 month, and 27 days. That is a super long time to be stuck on a boat with just your family and animals, isn't it? But God made this promise to Noah, because Noah prayed to God and he said, listen, I'm so excited, like, thank you for providing for us, thank you for keeping us safe during this time. And God made Noah this promise saying that he would never, ever, ever, ever flood the earth again. And he said that he's going to send a rainbow as a sign of this promise. And he told Noah that they must keep in mind that whenever you see a rainbow in the future, it's a reminder of this promise that God has made to us, that he's never going to flood the earth again, but also just a reminder that God keeps his promises to us. And I think that's important for us to remember, especially during this time when we're kind of stuck on our own little arks at the moment, when we're in our homes with our families and our animals, and we're not really allowed to leave. But just to remember that God's made us many promises, not just that one promise. He's made us many promises that he will never leave us. And so whenever you're just feeling down or feeling a little bit upset, just think about the rainbow and how God promises to keep his promises. and he will always be with us. So just keep that in mind with you. Okay. Alright, so we're going to head over to this week's memory verse. So we're going to be reading, the memory verse this week is from Psalm, so it's got a P in the front of it, but it's a silent P, so it's Psalm 33 verse 4, and it says, "For the word of the Lord is right and true. He is faithful in all he does." So the word of the Lord is our Bibles, okay? So whatever's in here is the truth, and the Lord always keeps his promises. Okay, so I want you to keep that in mind, no matter what is happening in the world, the Lord is still with you. Okay, so we're going to head over to our craft right now. Okay. Hey guys, we're so excited to do our crafts together. Today we are going to be making this rainbow that you see over here. So the colors of the rainbow are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple, indigo and violet if you want to be very specific. So I have some colors over here, so what we're going to be doing, we're doing painting this week, but if you don't have paints at home, you can also just use your crayons, okay? So the things that we need if we're going to do painting, we need our colors, and then we need these little earbuds, so we need at least 3 of them, alright, because then you can use each side for each color. Alright, so I've also just have some extra things. I have a paintbrush to mix some colors because I don't have all the colors of the rainbow over here. And then I have some water just to clean our paintbrush. Cool. So I've got a paper plate here just to put my colors on and mix them on as well. So we're going to start off with some of the colors that we have here. So we've got some blue, we've got some red, got some yellow, got some green. Okay, now I don't have orange and I don't have purple, but what we're going to do is we're going to mix colors to make those colors. So how we make orange is we use red and yellow to make orange. So we just put about equal amounts of those two on each other, basically like this. Okay, and we use our paintbrush just to mix them in together. If you see that it's still a bit too red, which is very possible, just put a bit more yellow in, okay, just to make it a bit lighter. And there we go, we've got some orange going over there. Then to make purple, whoops, that's why we cover our tables before we start painting. Then we've got purple over here, and how we make purple is we use blue and red. This makes quite a dark purple, so I also put a little bit of white in just to lighten it up a bit. So we're just going to put some blue over here, some red, and a little bit of white. Okay. Just going to clean my paintbrush.
and mix these three together to create purple. Okay, so these are the colors that we will be working with in this activity. So how it works is we're going to use the Q-tip, so you're going to use, or the earbud, you're going to use the top end of it just to dip it in the paint, and then just go across the rainbow and dip it like that. So for each color, so we start with red, so we dip it there and we go. Make sure it's nice and even all the way. The next color we have orange. That's the one that we mixed here. So I'm going to use the opposite end so it doesn't mix the colors. And I'm just going to go on my rainbow with the orange like that. Okay. Alright, next color is we go to yellow. So the same thing with yellow. All the way around. Other side, and we're going to use some green. Next earbud, and we're going to do some blue. And then the last one is purple, so the opposite side. And there we go. So you guys can do it a little bit neater than that, because look how cool that one is. If the dots are a bit closer together, it comes out really well. Okay, and then what I also did in this one is I just colored in my clouds over there, so feel free to do whatever you want with it. I hope that you have fun, and if you make any messes, don't stress, just clean it up afterwards and ask your parents to help you. Okay. Hey kids, we're so excited to have been with you this week learning about the faithfulness of God, and I hope that you enjoyed our cool craft activity this week. Something for you to put on the fridge, put on the door, put wherever, or give to someone just to remind them of God's faithfulness to us and how He always keeps His promises to us. So I hope that you all have an amazing week further, and remember to send us pictures of you doing the crafts, or pictures of you watching online, or voice notes of the memory verse. We're super excited to hear from you. It makes us so excited when we hear your voices and see you doing the things that we've got in store for you. So I hope that you have a lovely week, and remember to look after your fathers and give them a massive hug. Okay, bye.